Hey everybody, Jane here. Um, y'all know I have a problem with buying books and getting books and having more books than anyone should ever have. And clearly we have books taking over spaces that were not meant for book spaces. I have added to that problem. So yeah, I want to confess that it's a problem before I tell you and show you the awesome new books that I got myself because we have a problem. Um, I do want to mention, in my own defense, that these books, for the most part, were ones that I won. I did buy a stack of used books at the library, and those books were $3 for the whole stack. And so it was such a good deal, I couldn't pass it up. And then the ones that I won from the raffle were I was at an author event and I was trying to support the library that was hosting it by doing the raffle. And I happened to win this basket from the raffle tickets that I'd bought. So I hadn't really expected to win, but I did. So exciting. Glad to support the library that I was supporting at the time. And, can't ever be too upset about new books. Let's start with the books that I bought at the library. This is at the library sale, and these were the ones that, for the stack, I paid a total of $3. So it was 3 books for $1. And this is my most recent, and I'm super excited about it. I got 5 Feet Apart. I have heard about this, but never read it. I believe it is YA about a girl who has a lung disease that means that she can't be around other people. And she falls in love with a boy who, I don't know if he has a similar disease, but they have to like keep their distance. And I think there was a movie made out of it, but I just remember having heard about it. It was a cool premise, and so I picked it up. Next, we have If I Never Met You. I believe this is kind of Midnight Library-esque, where it's like a person sees the different ways that their life could have gone, and I believe it's a romance of some kind, but I don't know. I don't know. It's some kind of alternative. What if alternative choices or lifestyle things were made? So I'm excited to give it a try. I've not read Midnight Library yet, but everybody tells me it's great, so it's one that is on my radar. This is another one that has been on my radar because of BookTube, and that is They Both Die in the End. Uh, yeah, I keep hearing people talk about it, keep hearing people say it's great, and I wanted to give it a try. And this is one of the ones that I saw on the library sale, and I was like, oh, I've got to try that. It's there. I've got to try it. Let's see. And I will admit the rest of these are like, I don't know. When I looked at them, I was like, yes, that looks good. Yes, that looks good. They're all just simple little fun to read romances. I'm excited about them, but this is also what I read. The Devil's Own Duke. They're all, I think, historical, which is one of my favorite genres. We have The Infamous Duchess, Girls Before Earls, What She Wants, and I do think I've read from this author before. Some Dukes Have All the Luck. And Because of Miss Bridgerton. And I assume this is one of the Bridgerton books. I will say that I've not read the first Bridgerton book yet, but it's on my shelf. And one of my friends just read it and said it was good. So I'm looking forward to it. Next up, we have the books that I won at the raffle. I was at Writers at the Crossroads. And one of the things that they do is to do different baskets for a raffle to raise money for their library. And all of the authors there donate a book from their table. Some authors donate multiple books to put in this basket. So it ended up being great because I got to meet all of these authors and I got to win some books. I have read from a few of these authors before, and if I have read the book, I actually have one book in there that is a sequel that I've been meaning to get and haven't, and then I have one book in there that I've already read. So that one is gonna head straight to Pango only because it was good. I enjoyed it the last time I read it, but I don't feel the need to read it again, and I want it to go to a good home. But without further ado, the raffle books I won at Writers at the Crossroads. We have Sheltered When a Boy Becomes a Legend. Now, I am not sure what this is about. Words That Matter. This is a children's picture book. I am going to read through this, although picture books aren't really my thing. My kids are a little grown for that. The Awakening. I believe this is some kind of romance, just because the author writes romance, and I have read from this author before. This is Miracles from the Heart. This is the one that I read before. It is a cute little romance. I believe it was Christmas themed. I read it several years ago. It was fine, but not something I necessarily want to reread. Next, we have The Estate. This is another Paulette Forshee. So I assume this may be romance-based, but if it's not, it's still a really pretty cover. I'm excited to try that. 33 Days Until Christmas. A Tango Trinity. This is again a Paulette Forshee. She, I'm pretty sure, donated most of her books in here, so that's very exciting. Poetry, Short Stories, and Musings of Paulette Forshee. Life in the Mississippi Marine Brigade. I believe this is written journal style, and it is a fictionalization, but like the author did a ton of research. I remember her talking about it, so I'm very excited to give this one a try. Steel Fox. This is the second book. Now, I have read the first book and I really did enjoy it. These are middle grade, and it's about a little boy who has superpowers. So if you know any little middle grade boys who might enjoy books like this, I did enjoy the ones that I've read in this series so far, well, which was one. So now I'm going to read the second one. Somewhere I Belong. This is by Wendy Zudek. Now, I have several of her other books on my shelf, and I haven't gotten to them yet. The way she describes her books is books that light your Kindle on fire. So I am excited, but with the caveats of super spicy stuff doesn't always work for me. So depending on how it's done, these may be stuff that I really enjoy or stuff that's not for me. I will say what is on my shelves right now is Monster Romance from her. And so we'll see how all of this goes. But I was very excited to get another book from her to try as well. And then the last one we have is the Tark-Zal Alliance. This is another Paulette Forshee. So I have a ton of Paulette Forshee books to read, along with several other books. So if any of these are ones that you've read, I would love to hear about them so I know what I should prioritize. And like I said, I won that at a raffle for Writers at the Crossroads. So if you are local to Ohio or an Ohio resident, check out if you Google Cambridge Library, and it's like the Guernsey Library, maybe. Anyway, every March they do Writers at the Crossroads, and I would love to see a huge turnout and lots of support. It helps them. The raffles that they do raise money for the children's library, and they always have really, really great prizes. I think it was last year I won a gift card to a bed and breakfast. So they have all kinds of options of things, not just books. I entered several raffles and I won the big box of books. So very exciting, and also in some ways the last thing I needed, but thank you authors for donating the books. I appreciate it. All right, and the last stack of books, the ones that are in the thumbnail, are the recent wins I've had from Goodreads. So I have a confession. Goodreads giveaways have become an addiction of mine. Every night when it crosses over, which for me is about a little after 3, it's like 3:30 when I go on, I go through and enter giveaways for all the books that I think I could like. I'm not a super picky reader, and you're not going to win that many books. I probably win about 1% of the books that I enter for, but since I'm entering on the daily, in a month, 2 months, I'm actually winning quite a few books. I'm super stoked for all of these books, though I can't always remember what about a specific book made me choose to enter the giveaway. But these are all ones that something in the description or the cover or something made me go, yes, this is a book I am dying to read. So I'm so grateful for the publishers who put these out in giveaways and so excited to give them a try. So we will do our unwrapping here. And I do not know what these are, which again, I enter so many and I'll get notices that I won them. I'll be like, I don't even remember which one that was. So I will have to go and look. And then by the time I get them, I've forgotten again. So the first one we have is The Glittering Edge. This, I believe, is it's an advanced reader copy, so that's very exciting. This must be just coming out. It is publication date of May 2025, so this must be one I read very soon. It looks like it is upper middle grade to YA. It says it's ages 12 and up, and it takes place in Indiana. I'm in Ohio, so Indiana is our neighbor, so that's exciting. And it looks like it is a romance and fantasy. So definitely things I'm into, and that is such a pretty purple cover. I'm really excited about the cover. That's really pretty. So anyway, that's on my radar now. And they did send a personal, well, not a real personalization, but thanks for all the book love. So that was very nice of them. All right, so our next book next, we have Days of Light. This one is also an ARC. This one is coming out June 10th of 2025. And my understanding is this is about a girl trying to like process something that happened to her. It's a little more literary. Literary is not something I'm always into, but this was one that I was curious about, and it's a little bit Easter themed, so I think with Easter coming up, that was another reason I was kind of interested. So we'll see, but it looks very good, and I'm very excited to give it a try. They have also sent a letter with the typical thank you for choosing it and information about it. So I appreciate that from the Grove Atlantic. Our next one, we have These Memories Do Not Belong to Us. This one is also a proof. This one comes out in August 2025. And it is a story reimagining if China was the sole global superpower. So I am interested to give this a try. It sounds like it could be very interesting as far as like what's happening in the world or what could be happening in the world. So, and I always love being able to read books ahead of time. Hopefully I can get to these pretty quickly and get my reviews in before the book's release, which will be exciting and a great way to support authors. All right, we got two more. All right. I think I know which one this is. We'll see. It is. I am actually super, super stoked about this one. Of all of the ones I've won, this one I think I'm most excited about. And let me tell you, it's because it's a Christina Lauren. I did not think I was going to win such a big name author book. This is Beautiful Bitch. And this is, I believe, one of their novellas. I have read several Christina Lauren. She's one that at one point I was like, I want to read DeZero. I'm not necessarily sure I want to read her DeZero these days, but like I may casually do it. Her book or their book, because it's a writing duo. Their book Autobiography was a 5-star for me. I absolutely loved it. And then I've also read The Unhoneymooners, which I think was a 3 or 4 for me. I liked it but didn't love it. And then The Roommate Equation, maybe. And again, I liked it, but I had some issues with it. This is short, so I'm not sure how much depth there's going to be, but I am, as a big fan of Christina Lauren, I was so excited to get this and cannot wait to read it. All right, we got one more. So I just have to show you because I'm a little bit excited. It is wrapped in black, and I don't know why that does it for me, but I am excited about it. I love that is beautiful black paper. I'm gothy. I just can't help myself. And it is Advent. This is a wild action, bizarre aliens, relatable characters, and devious plot twists. It is the Exilian Syndrome series. Now, I will be honest, I don't read a ton of sci-fi, but I'm really open to character-centric sci-fi, and I think this was one that was looking like it was going to be super character-centric, and I think I could be really down for that. I will also say I generally enjoy sci-fi shows. So I love Stargate. I like Star Trek. So I like the environment, just sometimes sci-fi is a little bit too concerned with tech and not enough concerned with characters. So if this is character-based, which I think is why I was really interested in it, it could be one that I really have a good time with. So yes, those are all of my new books. I'm not going to hold them all up together because it's so many, but I will hold up in a stack the ones that I got from the Goodreads giveaways. And yeah, if you have read any of these, please tell me your thoughts. Any of the books that I've done in this haul, I would love to hear about your thoughts. I want to know which ones I should prioritize. I definitely am going to try to get through the ARCs first because obviously the publishers really hope that by giving out ARCs, they can get reviews, and I would love to add my voice to things to help people decide if these books are right for them. All right, guys, this has been Jane. If you haven't read these books but would still like me to know that you were here, please leave an alien and a little alien emoji for this sci-fi book. Like and subscribe, and I will see you next time. Bye. Pictures and patterns put into words that stream across the